Good morning. This is just another taxpayer driving to work. Hey, listen, my wife and I got into a conversation this morning that sparked some further thoughts. We drove through northern Arizona, and we passed the Petrified Forest. There's all kinds of signs that said it's illegal. I'm oversimplifying the signs. They basically said it was illegal to pick up any of the petrified trees, the rocks that used to be trees or whatnot. Yet, every town that we went into, there was stores that were selling it. I mean, literally hundreds and hundreds of little curio shops and stores that were selling these petrified rocks. My wife and I were talking about that this morning, and I'm going to jump around, but I'm going to make a point. Have you ever flown over this country, let's say from California to Florida, or from California to Texas, or from Texas to wherever, from wherever to wherever, and you see all the barren land? There is enough land in this country that is barren that I'm going to just take a guess that everybody can easily have an acre or two. But they tell us we can't go into those lands for the protection of those lands. But they're still yours, the taxpayers. Those parks, Yosemite, they're yours. But you have to pay to get in, that sort of thing. Now, I understand the preservation and the need to upkeep and maintenance and other, but it goes beyond that. And why do we need government? I understand when it was first implemented, it was for the protection of the people. To consolidate some money to protect against invaders and whatnot. I wonder if that's just fear tactics. Like, hey, you better hurry up and buy this car. It might be gone tomorrow. This sale might be over tomorrow. That kind of sort of thing. Again, I know I'm jumping around, but I'm going to make a point. Because I wonder if we're truly free, or if we are cattle. You know how like a farmer will have cattle or chickens? He will breed that cattle or chickens or whatever to enrich him and his family, to feed him and his family, to sell, to eat, a combination of everything, to enrich his family one way or another. I sometimes wonder if that's what government has turned us into. We are now the cattle. They breed us, they sell us in one way or another. They collect they collect money from us to enrich them. It doesn't seem to be enriching us. So getting back to the petrified forest thing. My wife asked me, I thought you're not allowed to collect those. Why are all these places selling these? And I told her, I oversimplify things. I don't make them too complicated for people to understand. I said the government has a habit of saying the general public cannot freely take something, and they say because the amount of people will destroy it. And in a way, I kind of agree with that. What they do is they tell the common person you can't have it, but then they sell licenses for other people to sell it back to us, something that we supposedly own. A recreation park, a park, Yosemite, or this or that park, or this reserve, or whatever. The people own it. We just, manage it for them. And what they do is they say you can't go in there and freely pick acorns, the little acorns from Yosemite, because the people will just decimate it. And what do? They have all kinds of shops that are licensed to sell it to us. Just like forests. You can't go in and cut down a tree, but yet they sell licenses that are doing just as much destruction to our national forest as we would as common people. And if it's ours, it's going to get destroyed anyway. If it's ours, why don't we just get it and destroy it ourselves? It's going to be destroyed. Again, I'm oversimplifying it. I do believe people know how to plant trees to regenerate life. They know how to breed 2 chickens or breed a bull and a cow. We know how to regenerate. It's not like we would half-heartedly go in and just destroy things. I mean, no worse than our own government or has. So, they tell us one thing, hey, it's for your protection, then turn around and sell licenses to sell everything they say they're protecting back to us. I guess my point is, are we really free, or are we the cattle? I feel more and more every day that we are the cattle, and they are, the owners of the farm. Back to why was government created? I don't really know. But why does man need to be governed? And why does it need to come at such a high price? Now, understand we need to have mechanisms in place to protect ourselves from our criminals and whatnot, but in the grand scheme of things, for that protection, they've turned us into slaves. They got us fearing that every country is going to invade us, and you need to give us your tax dollars. And again, using that fear, they've enslaved us. And now no longer is that government operating for the protection of us, but now they are operating to facilitate the control over us by corporations, by bankers. They're using propaganda to turn ourselves against one another. They're noticing that their polls, their numbers are going down, and that they might lose a race. So what do? They import illegal aliens into the country and further make laws so they don't require an ID to vote, so they can get more votes for their party to further facilitate their political party. I have a feeling that their political party, notice I'm not saying which political party, because I belong to neither. I'm an independent. I'm a conservative independent. I've got a feeling if they didn't import those extra votes, their party would have crashed and burned, and there would be a single party system by now. Speaking of parties, if there's a third or fourth party that comes up, they crash it. They utilize their tools, such as the mainstream media, to bad talk them, and therefore the Green Party and the other parties don't even survive due to brainwashing mechanisms. I'm going on and on. People are going to say, well, Brian, you're no slave. You can get up and move anywhere you want. Yeah, I can move from this plantation to any plantation I want. You call them cities. I call them plantations. I could move to New York or Florida or Texas or Colorado. I can move to any of those places, but it's just within their system of taxation and control. And I do mean heavy taxation, not just what comes out of your paycheck. Every little thing you buy, anytime you want to add on to your house, your cell phone bill, your water bill, your electric bill. It's all control. Money is control. The lack of money is control. The more money you have is freedom. You ever wonder why it's so illegal to steal money from a bank? They don't want their slaves going free. All right, maybe that's a little exaggeration. I'm done with this video. I'm pulled into work. Give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down. Give me a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this. You know, do you feel like a slave? I sure do. Sorry about turning on the wheel, but I got to turn the vehicle. You know, I felt like crap this morning when I woke up. Yet, I am forced to go to work. I know man should work. I realize that. But man, we are paying a heavy price out of our paychecks. Take care.